What's with these Ravens dissing my boy? Why do they got to front? What did he ever do to you guys for all of your twisted lies? Ooh, ooh, but you know you lied. Ooh,
Ooh,
ooh, and you know I'm right. Ooh,
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 ooh.
this one's for Crosby. Ooh, wee, ooh, you knew Max was hurt now. Uh-oh, and you want to trade just more. I don't care what you say about the trade anyway. You just lied about that. What's up, listeners?
Oh,
Welcome into the BS Show. We are back, free agency frenzy. It is Sunday, March 15th. We are 1 week through free agency and almost everybody's signed, but we're going to give you a breakdown, our thoughts on how all these landing spots. So all this crap we've been talking, everything we've been wanting, all these landing spots, they're real now. Now we can get down to actually having fun in this podcast and talking about real stuff. So welcome in, Smitty. We got your boy Smitty right there, Smitty Satow. How you doing, man?
dude, I'm all right. Something about the day before free agency that just felt like Christmas Eve, to where like you already know that as soon as that Monday hits, that tampering period hits, it's like, okay, look, all these things have gone down in just so much shakeup in a matter of one day, but in the matter of a week, I think the whole league is different. I mean, I'm exaggerating a bit, but it does feel that way, if I'm being honest.
So Smitty, man, like all if the people that are jumping and listening to this podcast, man, we are degenerates. It is Dynasty fantasy football. I want to say 365 days a year, but I will say once that Super Bowl's over, I pause for about a week. So not quite 365, but man, it's our Super Bowl though. That's like our Super Bowl. Like we wait for this, we talk about this, we dream about this. How many times do you look at a mock draft from the end of the Super Bowl until let's say a week before the draft? Like how many mock drafts are you going to look at
Oh,
daily?
honest to God, each and every one of them, but I love how they drastically change after this period.
Do you ever look at like the mock drafts? Forget the free agency side, but do you ever look at the mock drafts, and like have your own thoughts on it, and then 2 days later you look at the same mock draft and have a completely different thought about it?
Yes. Okay, yeah, 100%, 100%. It's funny because we're not going to talk about them, but the Rams getting two cornerbacks is so funny. The whole offseason, I'm saying, if we can just draft two first round cornerbacks, that would be my dream. And we signed them. We signed them. Like that's even better. And
And you're
traded. We
foolish.
traded and signed.
You're gonna hold that thought because you're foolish. If I don't want to talk about the Rams today, dude, you are foolish. I want to. I don't know why you don't want to, but I sure do. So let's get into it, man. I will tell you what. Opening song, y'all got a little Buddy Holly for the Ravens. I'm glad we pushed this pod. We were supposed to do this on Wednesday, then we couldn't do it on Thursday, then we couldn't do it on Saturday. I am glad, Smitty, I had time to calm down about this
Oh,
because I already told you I had many songs written. The song I was going to open with was Limp Bizkit Break Stuff, and I'm really glad from a public watching this standpoint I did not do that. So I'm glad I cooled down. But Smitty, I got to tell you, man, I've been blowing up your text, dude. I was probably texting you a little bit more than normal. But how did the Ravens? I have always loved the Ravens. You know me. I love so many players. I think they're a well-run franchise, but you literally fire your coach, and the first thing you want to do is your image is sign my favorite player and then tell him to F off. This is bad business by the Ravens, dude. This is bad,
yeah.
dude. They effed with the whole NFL, dude. Whole NFL.
Yeah, they really did. And see, I didn't want to say it at first, but spending two round picks on a guy who I understand he wanted to play at the end of the season, and I mean I would too if I was him, but we all knew he was injured. We all knew that you would have to wait, but the two first round picks did feel kind of rich, but at the end of the day, he's a terrific player, so I understood the compensation. Just stick with it, because at the end of the day, I understand the move they made afterwards was a heck of a lot smarter, but why? I just don't really fully understand the trade back, if you will. Like I don't fully understand it, to be honest. I feel like they knew the risk walking in and then just suddenly gave up on it.
So here's the thing, and I'm going to break this down pretty. I I am no longer a Ravens fan.
Oh,
They spit on the NFL. They spit on the holiness of our religion because cap space is a big thing. When you trade for a player before free agency, every other team makes their decisions around that. The dominoes fell. They signed players. They did all their other trades, and now a lot of teams can't even pivot to go get Max right now, and that's what I don't like because Max Crosby. All right, I'm gonna break this down. It was about 8 weeks ago he had surgery on his knee. He was in crutches up until a week before he walked into the Ravens facility. When they were having conversations with the Raiders, Max Crosby was on crutches.
mm,
His doctor says he's on timeline and doing very well. They knew this. They knew every bit of this when they did this trade. And then they say, "Oh crap, no one signed Trey. I can get him cheaper." Nope. Oh, I got to have these first 2 round picks. And as a franchise, Smitty, they shouldn't have traded two first round picks. They shouldn't have, but they did, and they need to honor that. A man's his word, or a man is as good as his word. A team's as good as his word. No one's going to trade with the Ravens like this again. And that little window that we have where it's illegal tampering, where you
hmm
really can't do something until then, what they did is they put a stain on that moving forward. And I think that was a beautiful thing. But I know I'm on a tangent right now, but let me break this down. Max Crosby in his career, he never missed a game in high school. He never
wow,
missed a game in college,
wow,
and he's missed 7 games in his career as a pro, 2 of which he was forced to not play. So he's only really missed 5 games in his entire football career, all the way through high school. And you want to say this isn't going to work because your medical side of things that you already knew about? It's disgusting to me, Smitty. I got to stop talking. Let's hear you.
I mean, to be honest with you, I hate to have to relate everything to the Rams, but when the Rams did trade for Matthew Stafford, honestly, got never been said out loud, at least not that I heard, but in my heart of hearts, I do believe one of the first round picks we sent to the Lions was because of Matthew Stafford's durability. So if they were to trade one of those first round picks because of Max's durability, I frankly understood. I understand that. And honestly, I think that is worth a first, especially if they're that dang good. So I get why they did, I get why they backed out, but uh, it wouldn't have been the worst idea to just keep him. It really wouldn't have.
I'm
I still
happy.
think that would have been fine.
I'm happy he's back with the Raider Nation. To be honest with you, dude, I like what they're doing, and they
Really?
had the cap
Oh,
space. You know what? I love Max, and you know what I respect about him? When he
mhm.
heard the trade back down, he was still in Baltimore. He immediately booked a flight, flew to Las Vegas, normal, not in first class, and he
Oh,
was at the Raiders facility at 5:55 in the morning. Walked in, first person in the building. When his coach showed up, he said, "What do you want me to do? I'm here to work." That's a grown
wow.
man, dude. That's the no BS we want in football. And let me read what ChatGPT is saying here when I asked about has he missed any. So his NFL career, he maintained an Iron Man streak early in NFL, not missing games for when he was drafted in 2019 through several seasons. His first official NFL game missed came because of a high ankle sprain, of which he missed 3 games. So now it's even deeper. 5 of the real games he missed, 3 of them were only a high ankle sprain, dude. The other 2 came. Oh man, that's just bad, dude. Just bad.
Telling you, just his durability is really worth the compensation. I mean, overpay, sure, but I still think it was worth the compensation. I I really just think they should have kept him just so. I mean, we're fortunate. The Raiders are fortunate that they can still, after all these massive signings, and they've signed so many freaking players and went to a crazy high extension. Um, even with all those, even with all those, they're still able to have Crosby on the roster and paid. That's insane. So shout out, shout out to to the Raiders for even having that much money, and shout out to them for having potentially the best defense in the AFC West. Potentially, I don't know yet, but it's potential.
Not
Oh
how you
wait, they
start.
had the Broncos. I'm a liar. Never mind.
It's not how you start a new coaching staff, man.
That's true.
It's wrong. They were Super Bowl ready. I think Look, we can debate corners and everything, but we talk big man. We talk big man, which is what makes the world go around. The NFL,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
dude. Micah Parsons, okay. Max Crosby. Those are the two dudes. Those are the dudes. The men amongst men. I mean, those are them.
Oh yeah.
So I have I have a prophecy. Are you ready for it?
Let's go.
You know I love revenge games, right?
Ooh.
Knowing Max is a man amongst men, like I talked about, showing up in the building, he's all business. Max Crosby doesn't just have a revenge game against the Ravens. He has a revenge game against he has a revenge season against the NFL. This
Okay.
man will do everything in his power to to tell Baltimore to F off. I think he breaks Miles Garrett's sack record from last year. I think this man is about to get defensive player of the year, break the sack record, and maybe this isn't the call, but maybe we can get an MVP on a defensive side. But the Raiders won't win enough games for that.
I don't know about the sack record, but I definitely can see DPOY. I can definitely see that. I don't know about the sack record though. That's we'll see because I know Miles wants to even beat his record because everyone's talking about his final sack and how they feel like Joe Burrow let him have it. So I feel like he wants to go for it again. So and Garrett's in an easier division with a weaker O line. Ah man, I don't know. It's gonna be tough, but I'm rooting for it because that's actually quite an exciting story.
That'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yes.
I can't wait for the season release on the schedule. I don't know if they're playing if the Raiders and the Ravens are playing this
Oh,
year,
that better be a
but I
Sunday
swear to
night
God,
game.
Smitty, if they do, I will be in LA with you to watch that football game because he's going to get 5 sacks. He's going to get 5. He is going to wreak havoc. But all right, man, let's get into some free agency, man. This was hot, dude. This was hot. Let's you want to you got QBs on here first. So QBs are on your mind?
Yeah, we gotta start with them because they shook a lot of things up. And we gotta start if you ask me, I think we gotta start with your former boy here, Kyler Murray to the Vikings. 1 year, veteran minimum, which is respectable because Cardinals also have to pay, quite a bit of that. But hey, the purple might look really good on Kyler. What do you think about this one?
You know what I think about this. I've been texting you all week.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
said I
I
was
had
going
to
to do
start
a
with this.
song. I said I was going to do a song for Kyler when he signed, but unfortunately the Ravens I'm so mad at that they took that. But K1's going to get his song next week.
Okay.
I love this. I love this. I'm an Arizona fan. I know, like I've been saying this all off season that I wish Kyler the best. I hope he wins the Super Bowl. Just not here. We needed a breakup. We needed it. I mean, it just sometimes you just got to go marry somebody else and date somebody else. But I think Kevin O'Connell is the best quarterback coach and possibly the best offensive coach in the league. But then you're going to stack him up against a few others like, McVay, those types, and Shanahan's. But I do love what he does from an offensive standpoint. I think Kyler Murray, and I'm going to say it, Arizona did not have a K1 problem. K1 had an Arizona problem. Arizona is a poorly run franchise from the owner, GM, and we have had horrible coaching his entire career. When he was with Cliff Kingsbury, who's a great offensive mind, he played very, very, very good. I love this landing spot. Now, I might change this before kickoff, but as of
Hmm.
right now, nobody in the media is saying this. Nobody in Dynasty is saying this. I will publicly go on the record that if Kyler Murray stays healthy, he will win the MVP in 2026. I think K1 can. I started watching his tape and I started listening to some analysts that break him down. We've been knocking Kyler Murray for not throwing over the middle of the field. That's a lie, dude. He throws 60% of his passes over the middle of the field. That's a lie, dude. Like, I don't know, man. I'm in. K1. We back, baby. You know what? Ravens are gone. I'm not rooting for the Ravens this year. I got to have another team, right?
Yeah, yeah, you do.
Welcome Minnesota into it, but LA is
Okay.
still above
So,
Minnesota right now. LA is still above Minnesota right now. What do you think about this?
look, I just need this to work out for Addison. That's all. I got a couple Addison shares out there. I have a couple JJ, or Jetta's fans. I mean, shares out there, and I obviously wasn't great what they did with McCarthy, and I do still want him to have the chance to earn and even repair some of the issues he has, but that's clearly not going to happen next year. So as long as Kyler Murray can help our targets, even get TJ Hawkinson involved, if he can at least do that,
You better go get TJ Hawkinson on Dynasty squads.
oh, there we go. If this can happen, man, then I'm all in because I can't stand how many shares of Vikings players I had and how useless they were. So I need him to, as long as he can give them back to relevancy and he put himself back in the top 12, then I'm all good here. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm so sorry this had to happen to you, Nine. I'm so sorry.
There is a specific thing in Kyler Murray's contract that
Oh,
I love,
okay, let's hear
and
it.
this is why I think he's going to be the MVP. So Kyler Murray signed a 1 year, basically kind of league minimum contract, 1.3 million, because the Cards are basically eating a bag of money to pay him. This is the whole Russell Wilson thing where we basically, Denver paid him to play in Pittsburgh, I believe, or New York, wherever.
Hmm.
But Kyler Murray, when he negotiated this contract, he negotiated a no franchise tag.
Oh,
So if he goes out there, he is on. So now this is a contract year for him to get a bag next year. And he told Minnesota, I will not allow you to franchise tag me. I will hit free agency. And if I play good, I get paid. So Kyler Murray has a bag on the line, and it's a big bag. It could be $100 million plus contract. He is going to be locked in with his focus this year because he can go game after he gets a $100 million contract. So that's why I think this is great for Kyler. I really do.
yeah, terrific. Shut the haters down, bet on yourself. This is perfect. I wish all underperforming quarterbacks from last year can be in this type of situation. So we might get another Daniel Jones. Hopefully, hopefully. I don't know yet. I frankly don't know yet.
So Sam Darnold,
Oh, we can
journeyman,
get another Sam. Yeah.
completely journeyman. Seeing ghosts out there, throwing all the picks, never winning games. Dude, he became a very good NFL quarterback because of O'Connell. And I'm telling you, Smitty, like let's forget the Super Bowl run he had last year and let's put this on paper. Is Kyler Murray theoretically with his skill set a better quarterback than Sam Darnold? I think so.
Absolutely.
Can you imagine how open Jettis is going to be when he gets outside the pocket? He has never had a receiver like Jettis, dude. He has never, ever. I'm pumped, bro. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. Congratulations, Kyler Murray. Congratulations. You'll get your song not next week, the week after. You got next week's song, Smitty. All right. Tua Tagovailoa. I just butchered that. To the Falcons on a 1 year, same deal as Kyler, 1.2 million, but he didn't work a no franchise tag, but I doubt he gets franchised. We have a QB competition with Michael Penix. How you feeling?
Oh man, I'm just happy that they're both lefties, so we don't have to do too much game planning around that. We can
So
just be
weird.
consistent. And frankly, that is the best part of this because I don't know if Tua will make it by half of the season. And the thing is, and the weird and the sad thing is, I was actually kind of impressed with the small, minor improvements Tua was making in the middle of the season. Okay, so he started off obviously rough in Miami last season. Then I saw some improvements. I'm like, wait a second, Tua might be making this thing work. Then he fell off a cliff, and I looked like a stupid idiot. So now here he is walking to another situation, and I gotta say, I don't think it's going to do well. I think Penix will be back. I think he'll be back and it'll be slightly better. But at the end of it all, Atlanta's they're taking a break in 2026. They're taking a slight break.
So this is kind of weird, Smitty. I just hit ChatGPT to say how many left-handed QBs are in the NFL.
Hmm.
It says Tua, Michael Penix. Are
Yeah,
I don't? Is there any other lefties? Like, is this accurate?
I think it is. That's why also that's really the only thing that excited me about this is the game plan for both of these guys can be the same, and that's it. Like that's literally all I got on this.
Dude, there are three left-handed Hall of Fame quarterbacks: Steve
Oh,
Young, Michael Vick, and Ken Stabler. And
okay.
there's only three left-handers that have made Pro Bowls outside of those three, which is Scott Mitchell, Mark Brunell, Boomer Esiason. So there's only really been 6 left-handed QBs that ever really mattered in the NFL.
And Atlanta got them both.
Dude, that's crazy. That's wild. So you think Penix is a starter then?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Shout out to Tua
I don't
though.
think he is.
Oh, this smells like a waterbed, but I don't know if I'm. I just feel bad for both of them, frankly.
I can't water bet this, dude.
Yeah, it's just.
This isn't something I'm willing to die on a sword for.
I feel you.
I'm not that confident. I'm just thinking it is because I don't think Penix is going to be healthy enough.
That's
But
a
I
great
want to
point.
remind everybody about Tua.
Hmm.
Tua's had some good years, and I think he had a Mike McDaniel problem. I really do. Mike
Oh,
McDaniel never did him a favor. You know, I've talked about this, that he never changed his offense. He never changed his offense. And Stefanski down in Atlanta, that's their coach now, right?
yes, sir.
Stefanski is a really, really good offensive coach.
Hmm.
But I think Tua can read defenses still, which he can do better than Michael. I
Oh,
mean, they're probably about the same age, I think. I mean, because Penix,
low
Penix
key.
went to the NFL like 26, right?
Yeah. They
So
might actually be that. That's funny. That's funny.
I think this is great news for the receiving core. I really do. I think it's great news for Pitts. I think it's great news for London. Tua can throw that timing route. I like what they're doing, and they're going to take some pressure off him with a true RB1. I love Achan. I do. Actually, timeout. Can we talk about Trevor Eton? Can we talk about that? Did you see how Etn said his name isn't pronounced Etn yesterday?
What? What did he say it was pronounced?
He says it's just like Achan. He says his real name is
What?
Travis Echan. And he said everybody couldn't pronounce it in college, so he just went with it. And he got on a podium the other day. He's like, "Hey, my name is really Echan, or Echan is what he said. It's just like Achan, but Echan. That's really his last name. It's wild. I'm still calling him Etn. Like, well, I don't know. We need a nickname for him. All right, back to Tua. I like this. I like this a lot, and I think on deep start 11s or 12s, you should put Tua on your team because he's a perfect quarterback for that format. Start 10, I'm moving on, and I don't care about him in a start 10.
Okay. For me, it's really just I gotta see it. That's all I got. I don't know how to feel really.
So your boy Bijan, your
Ooh,
boy London. These
ooh.
are these are 2 of your guys. I mean, absolutely your guys. We just knocked out a kick-ass trade for Bijan the other day. And actually, listeners, let's go over a trade. Let's go over our trade right now. I have a really deep roster in a league. Here's the format. This is our listener league. Start 11, 2 tight ends, 3 wide receivers, two running backs, 1 QB, super flex, and the rest you can flex with running back, wide receiver, tight end. On this squad, I have Trey McBride, Brock Bowers, Colston Loveland, Tyler Warren, and I was stacked at RB, and I need a wide receiver. You wanted your Bijan guy. That's why I went to you first. And by the way, I turned down another trade that was better than one I did with you. It's when we
I
started talking.
I'm very curious about that one.
We'll talk about that one offline. It might be a little bit longer because I'll tell you about it all. But here's a trade we knocked down. I got Matthew Stafford. I got I got Neighbors, and I got Garrett Wilson. And I gave you Bijan. I gave you Scary Terry and the 111, right?
Yes, sir.
I think that was a good trade, man.
That was a fun one. That was a fun one. It's one of those things where no clue what that 111 will be. I mean, I have ideas and thoughts, but at the end of the day, I really don't know what that'll be. Scary Terry is one of those guys where I have 0 picks in 2027, and at some point during the season, if somebody wants him, they can come get him for the low. Maybe a second, maybe a third, maybe a first. We'll see. So that's just my plan with him. And then Bijan, oh, I mean, I think he's the RB1, and to have him, it's just a fantastic thing. It's just I don't know if this is the most important format for that guy, but he still raises the roof on everything.
Yeah, man. I mean, even if you think about it, like, even if I didn't do that, like, if you think about my build, top 4 tight ends, and by the way, this is a 0.75 tight end premium, 1 point PPR, but my 4 tight ends are going to do the work for me. They're going to sit in my 2 tight ends and my flex. And I'm giving up like he fit my squad perfectly. I just needed two receivers instead of one. So that's kind of why I did that. But I like that trade all the way around, sir. I think it's pretty solid. But you know what? Let's give the listeners a little tip on trading. You want to do that?
Oh, sure.
All right, man. So I started reaching out to this league. It's our listener league. I started posting things like Whitney Houston, I want to dance, and let's trade. I put my players on the block, and me and you started working a trade in the morning. Or I reached out to you and said, "Hey, are you interested in this?" And you said, "No, no, 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 no. I'm not interested in that." You text me next morning. You're like, "You know what? I got another deal going. That the deal we were talking about is going to really work." So here's how you get a trade done. We were talking back and forth, and I shot you. I was trying to get something put together, and it just didn't look right. And I was like, this isn't right. I'm just going to take a picture of this, text it to you, and say, what do I need to do here? This trade isn't right. Just talk to me about what you want. You sent me a text back, say, nah, dude, I'm not interested in that at all. And it was pretty much like, I'm leaving the trade talk. And I immediately texted you back and said, come back to the table, Smitty. I know that wasn't an offer. I'm trying to figure out the real offer. And we went back and forth. And we got to the point where it was Neighbors and Scary Terry for Garrett Wilson and Neighbors. And I was like, I like that trade. I will accept that trade. But Smitty, get back to the trade and look at my squad one more time and let me know what I could do for Matthew Stafford. And you had already told me I'm not getting Matthew Stafford 3 or 4 times. And then you looked at it and said, you know what? You're right. I actually need that pick. I'm going to get Maria Stafford, throw the 111 in, and we're done. And we got it done. So don't, from my standpoint, don't always just say yes when the trade's done. Just say, I like the structure, but let's think a little deeper. Now, Smitty, what was your side of that like?
I despise Dylan Gabriel. That was my son. Sometimes when
Oh,
you
you
see the
wouldn't
one
even
player
take
you
him
don't
as a
like,
throw-in piece.
sometimes when you see a piece you don't like, you're just like kind of completely over it. And then, that was also one of those mornings where I was also just very actively trying to acquire one guy in multiple leagues. So those trades excited me more because I was about to get my dude. And then I realized, well, Bijan is another my dude. So I guess we can get back into this. But yeah, I don't know. There are like a handful of players that'll really just repulse me. I hate to even put it like that. No offense to you, Dylan Gabriel, but something about that kid is offensive. And the thing is, he might actually even get a start.
He might get a season. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
Okay, I
Who
highly.
frigging knows?
Well,
But
that wouldn't
Smitty,
be the best move if they were to do that.
Smitty, can I give you some advice?
Let's hear it.
When someone says I'm going to give you a player, because we had the trade done, I'm like, I text you, I'm like, I'm going to give you a throw-in piece, and I was just going to throw Gabriel in there for you, and you're like, no, I don't even want him on my squad. I'll drop. I'm like,
I
you won't even
was
take a.
honestly.
I was like, you won't even take a free Gabriel. Like if he ends up the starter, you can immediately turn that into a second round pick,
No, that's true.
or worst case scenario, a third round pick. So you would have had a second or third in there, dude. You turned it down, but
Ugh.
I'll remember that because I'm gonna give you a throwing piece you don't want sometime, and you gotta trust me on it. All right, let's get off of that. Let's get into Malik Willis.
Oh man.
This is the dude. We're 28 minutes in, and we're finally going to talk about the dude I've been talking about for a very, very, very long time. Heavily rostered across my portfolio. I've been waiting for this. Arizona, you effed up, not putting him on your squad. But he goes to the Dolphins, 3-year contract, $67.5 million. This was a great signing by the Miami Dolphins. How do you feel about this, Smitty?
Yeah, no, this is a okay. Well, the truth is, we didn't see much from Willis. We liked what we saw. He had a great offensive. He had a great offense. He had a great coaching behind him. But oh my God, now that I think about it, the coach is kind of the same guy. Now that I think about it, still some Green Bay associations in Miami, but we didn't see much of him. So I think this was a little much for a guy we barely saw. This is giving Anthony Richardson. I hate to say it.
So the
Obviously, he's
GM,
better. He's better than Anthony Richardson, but it's just we're doing a lot with the little.
I don't know,
Hopefully,
man. The GM used to be at the Packers. Coach used to be at the Packers. They've watched this kid for very last 2 years, and
true,
they made this a top priority for them to sign. That tells me
true.
that a GM and a coach is like, this guy is a good starting quarterback. If they saw something they didn't like in 2 years or with the practices and games, they would not have made this signing. Um,
I
I
mean,
love this.
that's
Jalen
a good
Waddle,
point.
great for Jalen Waddle, great for the running back room. Um,
Oh my God, that's
Second
true.
and
I didn't
third
think
wide
of that.
receivers at this moment. I can't think of the. I mean, we got what Malik Washington there.
Yeah, yeah,
Who are
Malik
the other wide?
Washington. They also signed. Oh, they signed Tutu Atwell, Speed Demon. They got
Dude,
another Speed Demon in the house.
let's go, dude. Let's go. Let's
He could be
friggin'
the
go.
Christian Watson, but shittier. I mean,
Dude, let's go. Tutu Atwell will never die, man. I swear, I love it when I see him catch a pass. I'm like, God, you're still in the NFL, dude. Like every time, like I forget about the guy. But who's their tight end right now? They signed.
oh, dude, I don't know. I think I'm gonna get you that name in a little bit, but I think they still need to figure that out because Darren Waller has yet to be signed, and here actually I'm about to find that out for you right
So it
now.
was great. It was Greg Dulcich is who they signed. They've got
Oh,
Zach
shout out,
Kuntz.
shout out.
Um, ooh, that's interesting. I'm looking at their pick right now. What pick do they have?
Okay, I got the
Sorry, I
draft
shouldn't
right
talk
here.
out loud while I'm typing on a podcast.
Okay, and I got the thing. They're pick number 11, which honestly
Dude,
very rich for Sadiq, but hey, that round
dude,
two that could be
I'm
something.
going there. I'm going there with you, dude. Sadiq, I'm going there.
That's
I would
I don't
trade
know. I
up.
think it's a little
He
rich
fits
for.
it, dude.
I mean, the kid was a combine demon, but I mean, you know what? I still think it's rich. I can't do it. I can't do it.
I can
Would
do
be
it.
awesome,
I could
honestly,
totally do
but
it because if you look back at what made that Green Bay offense tick, Tucker
mm,
Craft. So we know
hello.
that he's familiar with working with a really good tight end. Ooh, I like it. There's a few good ones in this draft. They might come up with one, but you still have. We'll talk about the other tight ends left, but there's some tight ends out there.
Oh
But
yeah.
what would you be doing for Malik Willis? I've had a couple people reach out to me and say, "What's Willis's value?" And one of them is in Dgents, and one of my
Okay,
buddies. What's your value on Malik, man? Because I have a much different value in a start 10 or 11 and 12.
dude. I mean, I can't. So if he's what we think, if he's what we're thinking, two first doesn't matter which any first, but I really honestly wouldn't personally pay more than a first. I wouldn't do it. Not yet.
I think you can get a trade done for a first, depending on what it is.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that would okay. I would do that at max two first, but I mean, I would do a single first. And the thing is, with this class being so doubted, it may not be a 26 first. So any 27 first should actually get it done right here, right now. I just don't know if that's the bet I want to make. Now with the 26
I
first, I
wouldn't want
doubt
to do a
that.
27. I wouldn't want to do a 27, but I would really want to move a 26 first.
Yeah, it's
So
just the stink on this class is so loud and real. I just don't think it'll happen.
just wait. Just wait until they're drafted. Just wait.
That's true.
Because I'll tell you right now, if you want to find a way to work a trade for the 108 in a listener league that you just got, I'm willing to do that because I will take that 108 and get Malik Willis. And it might be a package. There might be some throw
Look,
in, pay attention over here, but that is the perfect spot in the draft where I would want Malik Willis. Anything outside the top 4 or 5, depending on format.
good luck. I'm telling you, this class got so much stink, dude. Nobody's really wanting it. And honestly, for good
People make
reason.
it,
I get it. For good reason.
we forget why he was drafted in the first
Hmm.
place. And by the way, can you imagine if Tennessee just still had him? It'd be great. They'd be so solid right now, opposed to Cam Ward. I think he's better. I think Willis is a better QB, but they drafted
They
him
don't have the
because he was an
patience, is the issue.
athletic.
Hmm.
He was an athletic freak runner. There are people that are saying he has the possibility of being the best running quarterback in the NFL right now.
Oh my
I
God.
don't think that that's going to happen. But let's say he's the fifth best running quarterback behind Lamar, Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels, and whomever you want to put in the four. Like you put him in there, you're like, oh crap, these are some points, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, I gotta see it. I gotta see it. I saw a couple good games, right? And that's all I got. That's all I got. I just need to see it more.
What about, and this is what I'm going to try to do instead of your 108 just to prove a point because I'm putting my money where my mouth is. In that
Hmm.
listener league where I have Bo Nix, Drake May, and I just got Stafford from you, I think I'm going to try to tear down off Bo Nix to Malik Willis for and a first rounder. It's a start 11, dude. I love
Listen,
Malik in a start 11.
listen. Okay, okay. I look. I actually, first off, I think that's a great plan. I think that's a fantastic move, and I would totally do that with my remaining Knicks shares because I'm getting a little nervous over there. But good luck. I mean, you know what, dude? I'm actually all for that. That actually is that's a good move. I would even do that. I think
I
that's a
need
great move,
liquidity.
actually. Yeah,
I
that's a
need
great move.
liquidity. But I will tell you, if you currently own Jackson Dart, that is who you should be tearing down to Malik Willis if you have him. Um, just a reminder, I remind every podcast, just because you have a really good rookie season does not guarantee that you're going to get better. In fact, it usually is the backside of it. So, all right, man, Daniel Jones. Woo!
Hello.
I told you they should re-sign this guy. I told you he should stay where he's at.
Yeah,
They put the tag on the transition tag on him, and then just said, you know what? 2 years, 12.5 million. Let's go, Daniel Jones.
good
He
for
was
him.
great in this system last year, dude. You just take the mic for as long as you want because this is not your guy, and he is one of my guys.
Yeah, good for you, man. And what's so impressive, besides how you handled your season when healthy, is that you managed to, while being very unhealthy and questionable for at least the first month of the season, managed to secure your spot, dude. Fu Hats off to your agent. Hats off to what you were able to do for the Colts. I mean, just seriously, some things you just gotta clap it up for, and I gotta give it to Daniel Jones for pulling this off. This is fantastic for him, and honestly for everyone involved too. I mean, as far as the players on offense,
I love it.
best case
Tyler
scenario for
Warren,
JT. Oh, hello, Tyler
best
freaking
case
Warren.
scenario for. I mean, outside of Kyler Murray throwing a tight ends, this is who I wanted there. I love it. We'll talk about this in a second, but maybe they bring Kirk Cousins into the building.
Smart, very
Yeah,
smart,
I think
very
something like
smart.
that. But here is, the only thing, and this is what I love for Daniel Jones. Like, we would have a much better viewpoint of Daniel Jones without his injury history because it happens.
Mm-hmm.
But he's missed a lot of games. He missed 2 games with a high ankle sprain his rookie season. He had a clavicle injury, which is he missed 2 games for in his rookie season. 2020, he missed 1 game with a hamstring sprain, 1 game with an ankle sprain. He missed 2 games with a hamstring strain. 2021, he missed 6 games because of a really bad neck injury, and he missed 1 game because of a concussion. 2022, he had an ankle sprain but didn't miss any games. He was benched. 2023, he had a neck injury, missed 3 games. Torn ACL, ended his season. 2025, he played through a fibula injury, which ended up causing an Achilles tendon tear at the end of last year. That is a horrific injury history in 5 years. And I'm glad that that man signed a contract. Good for him in case this happens again.
In case of that, yeah. All respect, dude. I have not a single bad word to say because I'm so shocked with how extensive that his injury history is. For him to still secure his job is fantastic. In fact,
When
you
he
know what,
signed the
honestly, they should not get a Kirk Cousins. They should just stick with Riley Leonard because I'm worried that Kirk Cousins will actually do well. I'm worried about that.
man, that'd
If
be
he does
so good
well
for the
while Homeboy is
receivers.
injured, that's not good.
That's good for our fantasy options,
Oh,
I guess.
absolutely, absolutely.
You want to talk about my? Well, I don't know if it's my favorite signing, but this one put a smile on my face.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
I love a good story, Smitty. I love revenge games. I love it when the world
Oh
just gives
my.
karma. The
Okay.
360 Jets get
Yeah,
Jet. By
yeah.
the way, Jets. That's a horrible run franchise. They gave up on Sam Darnold and Geno. Come on, dude. Those are great quarterbacks. And then they stuck with Zach Wilson forever. But anyway, Geno Smith goes back to the Jets on a trade. I think it was a fifth, sixth swap. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Dude, I love this. This is part of the reason I went and got Garrett Wilson from you
Oh, you
yesterday.
feel good. You feel good.
I feel great about this. They did Geno so dirty last year, bro. And we forget that Geno Smith is one of the most accurate QBs in football. Do I think
Full on
Jets are going to
accurate.
go out there and make the playoffs? No. Do I think they're going to protect Geno enough that our fantasy options are going to cook? I love it. Get your Jets while you can. It will be a mystery
Okay.
bag next year, depending on how well Geno does this year. Because if Geno does well, they're not getting a QB next year. If he doesn't, they'll get their QB. But Geno's a starter all next year. It
Oh,
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If he's healthy, he's a starter. They don't care about how many games they win. I love this, and they have so many draft picks to put talent on the defense and the offensive line for him. I love this dude. Get yourself some Geno and a start 12 and 11 right now.
I'm so glad you feel good about this because I'm saying this right now. If one of the big three rookie receivers end up on the Jets, yeah, like I mean, he will be the last receiver drafted. That's for sure. I mean, I hate this dude. I really do. But you know, okay, I'll say this: Geno is in a better situation offensively for the Jets than the Raiders. That is insane to even say out loud, but it's true. Better O line, in my opinion, better weapons minus Bowers. Um, it's a better situation, yes, but at the end of it all, that man did still earn the Raiders the 101. And I'm thinking that was the plan here. Like, what?
I don't think they're going to get. I mean, they might because the next person we'll talk about on the list here, bro, is Jacoby Brissett, and I think we can make some good comparisons.
Oh
Jacoby Brissett,
my.
you know what? He may as well have been a big signing. He has been named the Cardinals starting quarterback
Yeah,
next year.
I think
And
that's awesome.
what we saw from that was second to none, dude, last year. He didn't win one football game last year. Not one football game. But damn it, if he didn't make our heroes on that offense for fantasy tick. Michael Wilson became the Michael Wilson I've always said he could be. Marvin
Hello.
is not becoming the receiver he can be, but I do think he is this year. Trey
I'm
McBride, we could not ask for more. Like, dude, I love it. But if Jacoby Brissett can run an offense like that, why can't Geno? And I'm going to pull up their age differences while you talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, like you just said, everything that we wanted for in Arizona's offense is coming to life. Uh, ooh, a Brissett with a healthy Connor could be awesome. We're gonna talk about the running back signing later, but yeah, this is fantastic, and I really do hope. Actually, no, I think if situation's the same, Marv may be a nice little sell at this point.
Everybody that's listening to this that are in leagues with me are going to start seeing me acquire Jets players.
Okay,
Probably not Brees Hall though, but the Mason
sucks.
Taylor,
That's the
I'm
one
in.
jet I still have. Oh, darn.
And imagine, no, I like Brees. The reason I'm not going to go get him is because I don't want to pay for it. I hate paying
Yeah,
for
yeah.
running backs. I acquire them, but I hate paying for them. Like I really do. I like to put my money elsewhere to tier up. But I like this. So Geno Smith is 35, Jacoby Brissett's 33. Look at
Hmm.
between 33 and 35, I don't think there's a big difference. If it was like 37, 38, there is. But I think they're going to protect the boy, dude. But God, man, I am so pumped for Cardinals and fantasy football and not for real football this year.
Yeah. Oh man, me too. I really just want to see that year. It's obviously not Michael Wilson year two, but it feels like year two. You know what I mean? A year two of dominance. That's what I'm really looking forward to. I want Michael Wilson year two of dominance. He's going to be a redraft sleeper still, and I can't wait to see his price in Dynasty. I'm actually going to
Agreed.
just start throwing things to see what happens. We're going to have a price by next week.
Well, I'll tell you what, you better not start doing it in leagues that I'm in because I'll be pissed if you're taking my advice. But you know what? Go for it, man. You know how hard it is to play. I mean, we do this all day when everyone knows our viewpoints, our players. You know how hard it is to get trades done?
You know, it's I do wake up noticing a pod related trade. I'm like, oh, shout out to that listener. Thank you for listening. But crap, you
Thank
got
you for
me.
the one. We got
Thank you
we
for
got
but you got me.
we got 50 subscribers, man. Everybody, if you're listening, hit that bell. We are not doing this to make money and everything, but you know what? Hit the bell, subscribe, make us just smile. We do this for the people in our leagues. Remaining free agents: Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, Joe Flacco, Russell Wilson. I'm not talking about Russell Wilson. I don't care.
Yeah.
Talked a little bit about Kurt.
Uh-huh.
Where's a good spot for Kurt right now?
I think all three of these guys should really fight for that Steelers number one position. I think that is kind of the spot. Oh, okay. I know we just said all this about Gino, but the Jets is not a bad spot either.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't think I don't think he's there. I just don't. This one's going to be hard. He's going to. Would you rather have Joe Flacco or Kirk Cousins for, let's say, Pittsburgh?
Flacco. What the heck?
Yeah, I
Flacco.
probably would too.
But
I just want
honestly
to
though,
see.
I would still rather have Rodgers than all those guys.
I'd rather have Kirk if he's a starter
Well,
because I think Kirk's going to go to a place with a big time wide receiver. I don't think Joe cares. He just wants to
hey,
start. And I'm just hoping Pittsburgh signs a quarterback and tells A-Rod to go F off. You can't wait this long. All right. You got time today, Smitty? We're going to go long.
oh yeah, we doing it, we doing it.
All right. Sorry, guys. There's a lot to talk about here, and we were going to do 2 pods this week. So you get 2 and 1. All right, let's talk about these running backs, dude. Let's talk about
Yes,
your world and running backs, my world that I love because all these guys that I acquire get new contracts, they become more valuable. But let's talk
or
about the
less
two.
sometimes, or less.
I don't know, man. I got a little nick for that, dude. Usually those running backs that are just rostered on my squad tend to just rise a little bit. But let's
Well,
talk
we'll talk
about
about the one
sticks.
I'm not happy about. Okay, yes, Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs. It just feels like the exact thing they needed to do. It really does. The fifth feels fantastic. And there was, I don't know if this is a rumor, but it was a rumor posted on Sleeper or Dove Kleiman. Anyways, it was a small little blurb saying that Kenneth Walker was secretly irked by the amount of touches that Zach Charbonnet was getting, which, yeah, I would be too if I was him. And now he doesn't even have to deal with that because the Chiefs don't even have Isaiah Pacheco anymore. They don't have Kareem Hunt anymore. And who's gonna be behind Kenneth Walker? Freaking Brashard Smith, shout out, but it's not enough. So Kenneth Walker is going to be, in my opinion, the guy we saw in the playoffs for the majority of the season, if not the very first half, guaranteed. And if that's the case, we got ourselves a top 10 running back in Dynasty and maybe even a little higher in redraft as of right now, as of right this second. Things can still happen in the draft, but as of right now, we got ourselves a big boy right here. I am excited for Kenneth Walker.
I think this is the missing piece. This is what they've been wanting for a very long time. I
Yes,
mean, dude, we forget like Andy Reid loves his running backs. He absolutely loves his running backs, man. All that stuff he did with the Eagles, like
that's
imagine
right.
Kareem Hunt, like he
Oh
loves
man,
his running backs. It makes the whole offense click. And this is a receiving running back. Do you know how open he's
which
going to
is so
make?
underrated. Like people really kind of don't like kind of sleep on his receiving skills. Like it's there, it's there.
It's going to open the field for those tight ends, whomever they are, Travis Kelsey, and they are going to figure out replacement at some point. But I like it. I think it's good for Patrick Mahomes. I think it's great for the NFL. Um,
Yes,
dude, it's wild. So where we at with his value? Because he just became very expensive.
yeah.
And this is your guy. You love this guy, dude.
I love this guy, and later I'm gonna talk about the fact that I am just trying to see if I can sell him everywhere too. But no, this is great. This is honestly, as we said, missing piece, his receiving upside with Patrick. We all love that. So I think his price is gotta go high. Gotta go two first at the you gotta go two first. And if you ask me at the butt cheapest, at the booty cheapest, a high a high six, a very high six at the ugly cheapest. But in general, two first.
It's expensive, man. I'd never pay
Oh
two
yeah, I mean,
first for RB,
I'm telling
dude.
you, you should not be. It's best you don't buy him, which is why I'm intrigued to sell him. Maybe even actively doing it low key everywhere.
I would rather go buy Zach Charbonnet right now.
Hello, hello. Oh my God, the point that no one's making. Yes, but we will have to say this. We do have to understand that's the ACL, so it's going to take a minute. It's going to take a minute for him
What
to be
about
good,
buying
but when
David
he's
Montgomery?
healthy,
What about
I'm sorry,
buying David Montgomery
I
instead?
don't love that. I don't love that. But you know what?
That's why you got to buy
Okay.
him.
You know what? I'm actually very interested in a Montgomery Charbonnet swap. if it can be a little more creative, I am very interested in that. Depending on which way you're going, if you're
They're
building,
the same dude.
please Charbonnet. If you're, I get, honestly, yes. In real life, they are the same. You're right.
Like I need a
You're right.
plus on that to make it make sense. They're the same dude.
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like they're both going to do different things at the start of the season.
Agreed. Agreed. All right, man. Let's talk a little
Honestly,
bit
I think they're going
about.
to go opposite ways in the middle of the season. I mean, towards the end as well. I don't know. I just don't feel great about Montgomery. Feel great about Charbonnet though, especially when healthy.
All right. Well, let's talk about that trade you want to talk about on this doc. Let's talk Travis Etienne to the Saints, 4-year, $52 million contract. By the way, listeners, 3-year, 45.5 for Kenneth Walker. Travis got an extra year, a little bit bigger bag. But here's the question that you have here.
Yes.
Dynasty, would you rather? Selling sticks, Kenneth Walker edition. Turn your Kenneth Walker plus a seven or a second into Omarion Hampton, or turn Kenneth Walker into Travis Etienne plus a second. I want you to answer this question first.
So I feel like Hampton is the best player of all these guys mentioned. So I am very interested in finding ways to turn Kenneth Walker into Hampton, but it's going to cost more. And I wonder if I think a second will do it. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out now. But I do think that there is a smooth move you can do by tearing down from Kenneth Walker to ETN and then get a second on top of that. And if that's the case, I would not mind tearing down from Kenneth Walker to Travis ETN. But at the end of the day, I would rather have Hampton. The plus sounds attractive. So, God, actually, I'm really both ways. Whatever can be done, the whichever could be done first, frankly. But I think I'd rather have Hampton just because he's the best of these
So
players.
we build differently, dude. Like when I look at this question, like how I have traditionally built teams,
Hmm.
all these guys are the same player to me. Like I don't
Oh
care
my
about
God,
their
all three.
age.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care about their age. They all three have a tremendous opportunity in front of them. Two of them are unreal. I mean, Hampton might have the best offense, but I don't know what the Saints might start cooking, man.
Yeah.
And I look at the Chiefs. I mean, this all good opportunities, man. I would just want any 3+ is what I would want. Um, I don't know about a second,
Oh, so
depending
you
on
want
how.
more than.
No, I, I think I would rather take Kenneth Walker and upgrade out of position. Like, let's say,
Oh, a different position. Oh, okay. Hold on. This
yeah,
is awesome. I'm so glad we're doing this.
like I think this might be like a tight end conversation or QB tier up
Oh,
that I want to do. So, like, let's say I've got Sam Laporta in a 1 point tight end premium, which is we play a lot of. I got Sam Laporta and I got Kenneth Walker. I'm already reaching out to the McBride owner and I'm reaching out to the Bowers owner. I'm saying, hey, I got Laporta and I got Kenneth Walker. I want to package them up and I want to get one of your tight ends plus a journeyman running back in return, like a David Montgomery or something like that. Like I would
oh, even
try
a
to use it to
Charbonnet at
tier
this
up.
point. Yes.
Yes. And you see me doing that. I went through all my squads and I put all my running backs on the block and let the league know I'm moving one or two of them. And I'm looking to tier up at positions. And I'm going to tell you this right now. The Brock Bowers of Trade McBride is going to be mine in the Rumble here by the end of this week. I promise you that. He is going to go onto my Rumble squad.
Love that,
Yeah.
dude. I love that. I can't wait. That's a big boy trade, no matter how you pull it off. Yeah.
Well, here's kind of what I'm looking at. I'm looking to do George Pickens and Bucky Irvin, or George Pickens and James Cook, George Pickens and I mean that's what I'm looking at.
You don't understand. Trade talks makes us so excited, dude. Like I can't wait to see that go down because that's such that's a savvy little move right there. Pickens plus, like, how can you say no to Pickens plus James Cook before the primo, like the okay, in a position where it's like two guys and then everyone else is pretty much mid, if not awful. That's I'm sorry. I can't wait. I gotta see this. This is that's very savvy. Very
Dude, I
savvy.
have 5 top 10 running backs and I have 5 top 7 wide receivers. I'm going to make this happen.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because
And I think he
two of my
chose the
running back
perfect too.
two of my running backs are going to be on my bench all year. I need that
Yep.
points in my tight end slot. But I like it, man. But I like all three of these guys. I think they landed in great positions, and I think if you have them, it's one of those things like if you have Travis Etienne,
Hmm.
sorry, actually, if you have Kenneth Walker, you acquired him at a price that is so much lower than now for a moment like this. So why trade him? You have already capitalized on an advantage, on a positional advantage next year. I wouldn't trade out of it. You already got to bag.
I'm just saying, like, things could happen between now and the draft. Things could happen between now and the middle of the season. I don't know. I feel like this is the best he's gonna ever be. And honestly, at the end of the day, I would love to keep him. Frankly, he is. This is perfect.
So do you remember how good Jonathan Taylor was, and then how down the fantasy got on Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah. Yeah, that was
That's
sad.
Kenneth Walker, dude. That's Kenneth Walker. And now he's coming back up, and it's like, I mean, if you had Jonathan Taylor and you spent whatever you spent on him 2 years ago, you're like, damn, dude, that's freaking awesome. Like, I got a onesie. All right,
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins signs with the Broncos, 2 years, 20 million. I like it. There's talk. They were talking all through sleeper chat and all that BS that we get that they were looking at adding another running back.
Hmm.
Your boy RJ Harvey wasn't looking too good there for a little bit. I think this signing takes some pressure off them going up and getting at least love. I mean, that's for sure. But how do you feel about this?
Frankly, during the fantasy playoffs and the NFL playoffs, when they needed Harvey the most, he just wasn't what I expected, unfortunately. And I think the Broncos saw that too. So re-signing Dobbins was perfect. So, hey, shout out to those people who absolutely loved RJ Harvey walking in. We were wrong. Let's just call it what it is. We were wrong. We were wrong. I don't know if this is a buying opportunity or even a selling opportunity, but whatever we thought he was, it ain't. It didn't happen. It didn't happen, and the Broncos clearly knew that.
Yeah, I think there's better days ahead. I mean, RJ
Hopefully,
didn't have a horrible rookie season,
but
but
he
people
really,
can
when
learn
the
if you.
opportunity was given to him, he didn't even. I mean, and the thing is that O line was fantastic. The O line is the reason why I was so hyped, and he couldn't. I mean, honestly, towards the end of the season, that's when the competition gets better and real, and it's tough for rookies. So you're right. It's he has the experience now. He knows what he's looking at. He knows he's looking forward. So it's better days are definitely ahead. But gotta be honest, a little disappointed.
What I would do with Dobbins is if I have a trade structure, let's
Hmm.
say it was our trade, we're like, okay, cool, the 2 for 2. You know what? Go ahead and just throw in J.K. Dobbins. And as a manager, you're going to sit there and say, all right, if J.K. gets the deal done, so what? And then I throw him on my bench, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, all right, if I get 2 games for you next year, you know, RJ goes out, you didn't put any back there. If I get 2 games out of you, I'm happy. Or if my team isn't in playoff position, I can move them for a pick. So that's what I look
Yeah.
at. But I want to make a comparison as we bring in somebody else here.
Okay.
So we're going to talk a little bit about Rashad White here to the Commanders on a 3-year, $21 million deal. But what I want to talk about is Bill Crosby here. And the reason I want to talk about that is people forget that RJ Harvey he was not a running back. He turned running back like 1 or 2 years into his college days. So he's still learning. We look at Bill Crosby, who dude, he all the BS he went through college, he barely got on the field. He's still just learning how to block, learning the speed. So you take those two players in there that haven't played this position, RJ has, but Bill, not too much from a pro standpoint, a college standpoint. You put them together, they're still learning. And I think there's better days ahead for both of them. And I still think that Bill's the starting quarterback of the Commanders next year. But I love Rashad White. You
Hopefully.
see, walk through my roster, Smitty, and you'll see Rashad White
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
almost every team.
Yeah.
But I fell backwards into something beautiful, I think, because almost every team Rashad White's on, Bill Krosky's on. So I know I'm going to get points out of it, even if it's a 1A, 1B or a 1B, 2B. Like, I know I'm going to get a points there and I'm going to see who the starter is. But how do you feel about Rashad White? And then take the mic on the comparison and all that.
Okay. Well, the number one thing that sticks out with me with Rashad White. Okay, so walking in, I'm like, okay, cool. So he's replacing Chris Rodriguez. Interesting. Then I see this 3 years, 21 million. That's like honestly amongst these um actually not even amongst. He's straight up the highest paid. I mean below Walker and ETN. He's the third highest paid free agent. So that actually kind of concerns me a bit. That really does concern me a bit with Bill. I to where I actually do fully think White is gonna be the starter for a minute until Bill gets up to speed, as you were saying. So as first I was like, oh crap, he's just another guy in the committee. I think he's gonna be the guy now. Actually, that money kind of tells me that's what I'm picking up though.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, but it's going to be fun to watch, man. I'm kind of
Oh,
pumped for what
absolutely.
Washington's done. Rico Dowdle to the Steelers, 2 years, $7 million contract. He has already announced to the league he is penciling in the matchup with Carolina. And last time he did that was when he played the Cowboys, and he told them before the game. I just love it. It's my favorite moment all of last year. You better buckle up. And then
Yep.
his post game conference when he had the best running back revenge game ever, he says, apparently they didn't buckle up. It was awesome.
Dude, honestly though, I don't know. Okay, look, we love Rico. We expect him to be the guy walking into most situations, free agency. Um, Jalen Warren, this is kind of ugly, dude, because I still have some love and respect for Warren, man. So is this like the actual committee I should be worried about?
Yeah, dude. This
Yeah,
is a
at this
mess.
moment, this yeah, I'm not happy
I
about
don't know who
this.
the starter is. I think what Rico showed us last year is he's good not being the workhorse. I mean, when he was the
Mm,
workhorse, he did great, but it was a short stretch because I don't think he's got the stamina to do it over a whole season. So I don't think Rico is the starter here. It's a mess in their backfield. And let me pull up the whole depth chart right now. Give me 1 second.
yeah, because you know what, just
Caleb
so
Johnson's still in this mix.
whatever. I'm sorry, whatever. Shout out to Caleb Johnson. I mean, and one of the saddest things with that guy is that he was one of the better prospects in my opinion. So what? Wow, just wow.
What do you think Caleb Johnson is worth right now?
Oh man, we're talking third round pick in the 2026 class of all classes. I'm saying third, maybe even fourth. People are thinking he's a clogger, dude. Ross clogger.
Do you own Caleb Johnson anywhere that I'm in a league with you?
I do not. I do not. I couldn't get behind it.
I'm telling you, people should put him on their roster and throw him on your taxi squad just in case.
Yeah, that's a good
Um,
move.
we're forgetting this is new coaching staff, dude. Like
It's true.
whatever the old coaching staff thought about him, it's out. And he came in. Look at his combine killed him, and he really fell down the draft board. But as I'm looking at this, this is a dart throw that we could be talking about. Um, someone like Tyler Algier, we're going to talk about in a second. Like somebody like that, where 24 months later, you're like, oh, okay, like you are the starting running back. He has a chance to be the starting running back. I know they signed all these people, but camp will show who the starting running back is, and he will be in that camp. And there's not a superstar behind him right now.
I mean, not superstar, but I like Rico the most. But you know what? You did make such a great point. When he was playing with Chua Hubbard, that was fantastic. Like that tandem was great. One of the better tandems in the league. Shout out to the Panthers for even pulling that off. But uh, look, I love the advice because it really could be one of the three, or honestly two of the three probably. But it's not a bad bet to make. But to be honest with you, I actually think he might be on waivers in a couple leagues. So heck of a pickup.
Not on waivers and ours, I promise you.
Darn it.
I promise you. And don't hear what I'm not saying. I do prefer Rico. I really prefer Rico because I know I can get out on Rico if he's healthy next year because he's going to have games he's going to do really well. And I can get a pick. I can get something. I can't guarantee that with oh boy, I can't with the other dude. I just can't.
Yeah.
I just can't. Tyler Algier, man, me and you were very excited about this. This was the first signing the Cardinals did. I was pumped. And
Oh,
then
mhm.
what happened?
Sorry, we have breaking news, but that's for the tight ends. Well, one of them got signed.
Oh, woo!
Oh
I
no,
like
trust
it.
me, I love this. I love this. But yeah,
All right,
yeah.
we'll get to it
Tyler
in a
Algier though.
second.
Let's talk about some. Damn, let's talk about Algier here.
I was pumped, man, and then we went and just completely what Cassidy would say. We put we did a P box, dude. Like we signed Gardner Minshew. We signed Kendrick Bourne. Like it got really ugly. I like this. I've been waiting for Algier to be set free. He has a wide open chance to be the starting running back. I've been saying we're done with Trey Benson for a while. I saw people trading for Trey Benson ahead of free agency, thinking he was going to like escape like we were all good. No, 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 no. Tyler Algier has a chance to be the starter. James Conner signed again. If he's healthy, bro, Tyler Algier and James Conner are going to be a force to be reckoned with how they run. And it's a 50-50 backfield. James Conner will not take 90% of the workload like he did before he got injured. I fucking love this, dude. Wow. All right. Hour in, I cussed for the first time. I love this. My fantasy portfolio. D's perfect. My missing piece.
Hey, congratulations. Yeah, Algier is one of those players that pissed me off royally because I was overexposed with Bijan, and he just ruined all that. He frankly ruined all of that in Atlanta. And you know what? Now I understand why he got paid so much. There were some games where Algier was like kind of the one, like the lead back for a couple halves. I mean, for a couple quarter, for a couple drives rather. To and he was freaking productive. So much like you said, gonna be a force to reckon with James Conner. 50-50, I don't know. 50, I don't know. I think one of these guys is gonna take the reins, and I think that could be much like Bijan actually. Well, yeah, much like the Atlanta split last year, where Algier is getting surprisingly more work than Bijan owners thinks he should. It's gonna be like a lot like that, but he does have a chance to overtake Connor. I just don't know if I'm not there yet. I still very much believe in Connor. I think that dude is. I think you call him the Terminator, and I adored that because he really is.
Yes, dude. So I actually think Algier's the starter 4 or 5 games in. Depending, like if James Conner's healthy, it might just be the vet, not bump starter. I think Algier takes over that if we don't draft Love, by the way.
Oh my
But
gosh.
what I'm really curious about here, and this is the only thing that scares me, if I stack James Conner and I stack Algier together, I don't know who the goal line back is because that is what they're both very freaking good at. And you want to know what I really think would be freaking cool if we do? In that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yard range from the goal line. I should have said inside the 5 would have been easier. Can you imagine if we go into the I formation and have both of those boys?
Oh my
One of them's
god.
blocking, one of them's taking the
Yeah,
ball,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you never know which one's going to get it.
It's
Ooh,
clever. It's clever work. Hey, and you might have the right guy with Lafleur there. I'm telling honestly, dude. Again, I have to keep saying this. I really do feel like McVay was in Lafleur's way, and I am just excited to see what he can do without McVay just dominating everything like that. Dude, the Cardinals might actually be my second favorite team because for the longest time it was Atlanta, but they just ruined that completely. James Pierce Jr., you screwed the whole entire team for me. So
what a
I don't know.
shame!
Cardinals might be my
What a
second.
shame!
What an
What a
absolute
shame!
shame.
I
What an
hate this
absolute
stuff,
shame, dude.
dude. This is why I talk about Max Crosby being a man amongst men.
Yep.
Like, so Max is a recovering alcoholic, and he's been
Oh.
sober. Yeah, he's been sober for a while, and that's part of his work ethic. Part about being, I know a lot about this. Part of being a recovering alcoholic is finding routines, finding those things, and that's why he's always in the gym. Like he's locked in. But don't be a POS. Like these
Hmm.
players out there, like come on, man, leave your women alone. Like I don't, like I'm not gonna say I know. I'm not like he did this, he didn't. I don't know, but either way, like the fact there's a headline about something with a woman in you, like that just should never happen. Like get a DUI for love of God if you get in trouble, right? I mean, don't hear what I'm not saying. That's horrible.
No,
That
no,
was a
no. Yeah,
joke,
no. It's because
everybody.
that's
It's
significantly
a
better
joke.
than. Yeah, that's a
Yeah, man. Like just stop, just stop. But I will tell
hundred
you,
percent.
Smitty,
Mm-hmm.
everything I just said about Tyler Algier, I actually do believe the Arizona Cardinals are going to draft Love at the 3. I really truly believe that because it's about next year moving on.
Hmm.
And I think we're planning to get our QB next year, and we'll have every piece in there. Can you imagine Wilson, Love, Marv, Trey, and then you put the quarterback behind them? Like it
That's a
makes
no.
too much sense for me.
That's a no. Now I will say this: that will be very funny because then Algier will once again be in the Algier role.
It'd be horrible, dude. It'll be horrible. I wonder if he asked that question. Are you drafting Love? He should have, right?
Yeah, he should
God,
have
it'd be
because it's
horrible.
his time to shine.
He was so good before Bijan too. But all right, Kenneth
He
Gainwell.
was. He was. Oh, this one pissed me off to the maximum, dude. I hate this so much because you cannot have this guy behind Bucky Irving. He deserves better. I wouldn't even,
I
to be honest, I wouldn't even be mad if the Rams got this guy. Like, I just don't think he needs to be behind Bucky of all players. He should not be behind Bucky, and that pisses me off because I loved what Gainwell was doing last season. So, kind of hate this. I'm not in a sell or a buy mood. It's just like hold until it gets awful.
Dude, I got to get out on Bucky right now, man. I got to get out
Ooh,
on
I didn't even
Bucky.
think about that
Dude,
angle. Oh,
I have to. Dude, there is so much crap that goes into this because Kenneth Gainwell is also a pass catching running back.
mm-hmm.
Kenneth Gainwell, he is not elite at anything, but he's good at everything.
Sir
And the
satellite. Oh,
problem is
yes. Good point.
they just tendered Sean Tucker again, and we watched Sean Tucker be the goal line back next year. And if dude, if Bucky is not getting goal line touches, like you're gonna get the 4 or 5 spike games where he takes a 60 yarder to the house. Outside of that, I'm scared right now. And Bucky's value is still so high, but I might take a discount on Bucky. And this is why I'm trying to trade George Pickens and Bucky together to tier up a tight end.
Smart.
Like
Brilliant,
I'm
actually.
nervous, dude. I'm nervous.
So I'm really focused on my single Gainwell share that I was happy as hell to have. But this, you're right, dude. That is awful for Bucky, dude. I didn't even think about that. Damn, dude. Can I be honest? I'm if you can turn Bucky into a single very high pick in this draft, I would consider it. I would consider
I
doing that. I would consider receiving that 102, 103, and I would consider even getting Bucky for the 102, 103. I wouldn't mind that play. It's ugly. It is a discount. It's ugly, but
Yeah, you gotta. I don't think you can get into that 101 or 102 with them with the price that you'd have to add on top of Bucky to get.
oh
But the
my.
103, dude, I mean, you're looking at Love and you're looking at Mendoza. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, and as a manager, if you offered me Bucky and I'm looking at these two players, I'd be like, one, I have a better running back. I think that's going to be a workhorse. Two, the QB is always going to be more valuable than running back. Now, the 103 is where it gets really interesting to me, but 103, 4, 5. Yeah, I
Oh,
would think about it.
that's perfect. Yeah, actually, that was a great point. Great point.
Or
But
just turn into a 27, dude. Just turn into
oh,
27, use that
ideal. In
liquidity.
the best world, it could be any. It could even be like a guy that you know is going to do well in 2027. If you can get that guy's first, and he just got himself a Bucky, like that guy feels great. Or a woman, that person feels great. So I think
And
that's a mhm,
that league I'm looking at moving him. Bucky, I think is my RB 5 or 6
incredible.
in that league, and that's why I'm trying to move him because I do see Bucky's value dropping significantly. I like Kenneth Gainwell, man. I wish I didn't process trade him at the end of last season on the squads that I wasn't making the playoffs in because he was having a good year, and I wish I didn't do that. I
I
like
don't
him in
know.
Tampa Bay.
I don't know. I don't think this is. I don't know. I'm not happy with my Gainwell share, to be honest. Not with this.
So I got a lot of seconds for him last year during that stretch.
Smart.
I would not pay a second for him right now, but if I had my squad, I also might prefer him on my squad other than a second. But I couldn't pay a second price right now because I take that second and do other things with it. I know that sounds weird, but
No, I understood that.
okay. All right. This is sneaky, dude. Sneaky good signing. Isaiah
Okay.
Pacheco to the Lions. Bro, we have spent 3 years talking about what we love more about Gibbs is the fact that they don't use him as a workhorse back and it makes him more valuable. I don't think that changes. I know people just think Jameer Gibbs to the roof, he's going to get so much more work than he did last year, year before. I think he's going to get the same work. And I think we plug Pacheco right into where Montgomery was.
No,
And what's the difference between Isaiah Pacheco and Montgomery?
I'm
I
gonna
do
say
think
a lot.
Montgomery's a little
I'm
better.
gonna say a lot. Yeah, I think he's as crappy as I've been with Montgomery lately. I think I'd much rather have Montgomery. So you're right. You're right though. He's not about to take all. Gibbs is not about to have all the work. Thank the God. Thank God. You're right. That's actually better off. But Pacheco's not going to be efficient with his touches. I'm afraid.
So for fantasy, I would much rather have Montgomery. But
Yes.
from an NFL standpoint and giving a running back touches, I don't think there's a difference from a head coaching standpoint. I'm like, Pacheco, Montgomery, sweet. They are efficient. They run hard. They're bulldozers. So I just think he's getting touches. And that's a guy you got to put in your squad if like you're light in running backs and everywhere else, like I always am.
Okay.
Man, we're going to go long today. This is going to be a two-parter. All right, Chris. I'm sorry, listeners. Look, Smitty and I have been waiting for a freaking week to talk about this, and we really haven't. So bear with us here. All right, Chris Rodriguez to the Jags. I'm going to go through the rest pretty quick.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
it. Love
Yeah.
it.
Absolutely. But you know what though? So we talked about this. Chris Rodriguez, his questionable health to where he would just set out a game or two for the health. That's a mess. That's a freaking mess. I don't know if I want to deal with that in 2026. And at the same time, I know Bishul Tuden cannot be the guy in Tampa Bay. I mean, in Jacksonville. I just know he's not ready for that. So I'm glad they got someone, but I am worried about him maintaining health. So I think both of these guys are a buy. I probably would rather have Tuden just because he can stay healthier.
I'd rather have Rodriguez right now because I can get Rodriguez for a nothing. Tuden is being bought at a starting running back's price right now. I
That's
don't think
true.
he's built to be a workhorse running back. I know them letting ETN go, and I talked a lot about that. I think this is a very big mistake on the Jaguars' part to let him leave that building, especially the rapport he has with Trevor Lawrence. Dude,
Mm,
these guys have been together since college, man. They won national championships together. Like they can win Super Bowls together. I think this was the worst mistake outside of the Ravens canceling that trade in all of free agency to let ETN walk out of that building. But I've always liked Chris Rodriguez. He's
yep.
one of my highest
That
rostered
is that is a
players.
Ryan guy for sure.
I could not have asked for a better destination for him to go because all I care about for Chris Rodriguez is do you have a chance to show you can get a lot of touches? This is where he can get some touches. LaQuinta Allen, is it?
Yeah,
Um,
well, yeah. Oh, no, thank you. No, thank you.
yeah, start sending out thirds, man. Like if I can get rid of a third right now for Chris Rodriguez, I am in on this draft. You know
Oh,
that
all the
third you might get
thirds,
lucky on. Yeah,
all the
like
thirds. Yeah.
whatever you got to do. Keontae Mitchell to the Chargers, 2 year, 9 million. By the way, Rodriguez was 2 years, 5.5 million. So they could
Oh,
easily walk away from that next year.
shoot, shoot.
Don't
Okay.
follow the money, man. They put money everywhere else because they didn't want to sign Travis Etienne because they wanted all three of their running backs on basically, they're two running backs on rookie contracts and another one that's just as cheap.
Yep.
So
That makes sense.
they're putting money elsewhere right now. I like this Keontae Mitchell signing, 2 years, 9 million. Um,
Yeah.
he he's shown he can play football in the NFL when he's healthy.
When he's healthy, that's always the thing. See, so when this signing happened, I was like instantly saying, "Okay, time to buy where I don't have him." And the price tag was a second, and then I sat here and said, "Nah," because when he's healthy has always been the issue. So I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna overreact, but I considered it because having a speedy guy with Mike McDaniel as the OC in charters sounds like a match made in heaven. And honestly, for a couple weeks it might be, but dude can't stay healthy, and that's the biggest issue.
Who's a better running back, Mitchell or Vidal Sassoon?
Oh my God, you know what? I love that question, and I'm gonna have to go with Vidal. I think you know what's so funny? They both have the same amount
Same
of
dude.
oh, if they had the chance, they'll smash. So I'm going with Vidal here.
I'm not, dude. And
Loic and
this is
Mitchell.
this is a fantasy football take because what I see Vidal and what I see Hampton doing is the same role.
Yep.
If Hampton goes out, I think we can plug Vidal Sassoon in there much better. But when you look at that pass catching, third down explosiveness, dude, Mitchell fits this really, really well. And honestly, Smitty, I don't think anybody in the NFL wants to have a workhorse running back, regardless of their skill set. I just don't think they do anymore. And why would they? Why would you beat the shit out of your running back? Sorry, second cuss word. For
No,
an
I get.
entire season when you got these guys that can just take hits, take touches, and are productive.
Yeah, especially you're paying them so much. I actually completely. Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah, so I go get him, right? I don't know.
I,
I don't know.
Look, someone said if I wanted to get him, it's going to cost a second. That's the first time I've seen a price tag on him, and I'm struggling with that. I get it, but I'm struggling with it. So I don't know. Tune in next week to see
I'm
if I
going to
do
find
it.
out the prices for you later today. I'm already going through all these trades in my head. I'm sending out as I talk to these. Jerome Ford of the Commanders, 2 years, $10.5 million.
Kind of
This is
like it.
significant enough that it worries me, but this is White in Bill's backfield. I believe
Yeah,
it.
I kind of like it for him, but it's the fact of the matter is, Commanders had a lot of money, so they can pay something stupid for him, and I get it.
I would handcuff if you have one of those two running backs with Ford. He's cheap enough because if one of them gets injured, Ford will have touches. He didn't look too
Boom.
bad. But remaining free agents, Najee Harris, Brian Robinson, Kareem Hunt. I don't really care about Najee and Kareem Hunt. I do care about Brian Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I don't know who's in need anymore. Let me be honest. I think Brian Robinson in the Jaguars system would have been sexy. I would have loved that.
Mhm.
I would have loved that. But no, seriously though, shout out to C-Rock. And I understand you're right with the pricing, with him being 5 or nearly 6 million. That makes so much more sense for the Jaguars. And honestly, maybe they have a better player in C-Rock, honestly. But that would have been an ideal spot. I can't wait to see where he goes. He's going to be such a great backup with true potential to smash.
So I have 4 spots in my head that I would really like to see him go, and I would really maybe like to trade ahead just in case.
Uh huh.
Number 1, staying with the 49ers.
Okay.
I like that.
I do
I mean,
actually.
they can't use CMC the
Yeah, I'm
way
about to
that they
say
do.
Christian McCaffrey loved that, didn't he?
Yeah, you just can't do it. But the other ones, I would love to see him in Miami
Okay.
because I know they got Ollie Gordon there, a Buzz Lightyear's small running back. I think he's got the ability to get touches.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see him in Green Bay, right
Oh.
behind Josh Jacobs.
Okay. You know what? I should be off the Lloyd train, but I'm just not yet. I'm just not yet. I should be though,
It's
but
hard.
it's hard
It's
because
hard.
honestly,
He's
he
everywhere.
looked so good in last year's preseason. He looked like that guy finally, but well, as usual.
He, Dude, it drives me nuts. I got him everywhere. I just want to see if he can do it in the NFL. But my last destination might blow your mind.
Let's do it.
Seattle Seahawks, dude.
Yep, I was
Seattle
hoping.
Seahawks.
I was hoping.
Him and Charbonnet, baby. I would love that.
Frankly, that needs
Or
to be
even
done
Texans.
now. Oh, well, if I was sounding bad about Montgomery then I will drop Montgomery if that's the case. Joking. But no, seriously though, Seattle's my favorite now. That is actually fantastic. In fact, why have they not done that already? Come on. Seattle might even want Najee thinking about it.
I can't believe this is a 2-part episode. This is such a long pod. This is great. And we still have 2 positions to break down. You still have time, right, Smitty?
Oh yeah.
All right, because the next 3 we're getting at.